Hypothetical situation. You have $6,000 laying in your pocket and they are disturbing you. But at the same time, you're a big fan of fragrances. You love perfumes. You love to smell good, to smell unique, to smell opulent, luxurious, and you love especially high quality niche fragrances. Well, let me give you an idea of how to spend those $6,000 on only 5 fragrances. And I'm going to talk about a single house, a very unknown house that produces limited quantities of their fragrances, and it is the house of Aum. This is a fragrance house, a niche indie type of house based in London, and the products are made in UAE. So, when I'm going to talk about the prices of these fragrances, I'm going to take into consideration only the retail price, as you will find it also on their official web page. Therefore, go ahead, go to their web page and see their whole collection of products and at the same time their prices. This is the main take from this video. Let's start with the first one because it's in front of you and it's called Long Live the King, which comes in concentration extrait de parfum, and the concentration is 40% of essential oils. This is very high quality. A lot of people compare this fragrance to Nasomato Black Afghano. In some ways, it does resemble with Nasomato Black Afghano. But if you do want to compare it with Black Afghano, you may consider Long Live the King as being Black Afghano on steroids. This is out of this world. Extremely powerful, but extremely refined at the same time. Beast mode performance when it comes to longevity, projection, and sillage, and the quality of the ingredients found inside is simply amazing. Although it gets compared a lot with Black Afghano, I do believe that this is actually a mixture between Black Afghano from Nasomato and Boccanera from Orto Parisi. Why am I saying this? Mainly because you don't have the cannabis note found in Black Afghano, and you don't have the dark chocolate note found in Orto Parisi Boccanera. So it's a stripped down version of those two fragrances, but combined together, and it brings to the table a lot more power and, as I said, a lot more, let's say, beauty. Talking about the price of this fragrance, well, you're gonna see it on their website. It costs 1,100 British pounds, which translates to roughly 1,270 US dollars for an 80 milliliter bottle, because all of their fragrances come in 80 milliliter recipients. And this is how it looks. Stunning fragrance, stunning packaging. I really love this one. Basically, it's my favorite fragrance from this house. Let's not waste time and go to the second one. The second one is called Witchcraft. This comes in concentration Eau de Parfum, and you're going to see that Eau de Parfums are a bit cheaper compared to the extracts. This one costs only 950 pounds, British pounds, and this is a fragrance for those of you who love, let's say, vanilla, especially vanilla in fragrances with some floral touches, especially rose. A very powerful fragrance, very elegant, very, I would say, seductive at the same time, and again, very, very good performance. Therefore, if you have 950 British pounds, you can go ahead and purchase Witchcraft. Let's go to the next one, and the next one is called My Precious. Again, My Precious proposes a combination between vanilla notes and also woody notes. Therefore, again, a very elegant, very seductive, I would say semi-gourmand type of fragrance. Very good performance with My Precious also. Therefore, it costs only 900 British pounds and comes in concentration Eau de Parfum. Next one up is this one, another extra called Fuck Off, I'm Special. And this is a very interesting fruity fragrance, at least on me, on my skin, because this is where I do my testing, my experimentation, if you want. And this is quite interesting because it features a very interesting peach note inside. So if you love peach, but you also love some floral chords combined with that peach, especially jasmine, then you're gonna definitely love Fuck Off, I'm Special. Again, extrait de parfum, 80 milliliter, and it only costs 1,100 British pounds, which translates to almost 1,300 US dollars or euros for that matter. And the last one, again, one of my favorites from this house, It's called Sugar Daddy. And boy, do I love this one. Just like Long Live the King, Sugar Daddy is something really special. This fragrance actually embodies how a real sugar daddy should smell in real life. This is very interesting. It's very unique at the same time. You have some very interesting notes inside the composition. You have burnt sugar, for example, but you also get orange blossom and you also get coffee inside this one, together with some amber, together with some agarwood, some labdanum. So a very interesting combination of notes. And this one actually manages to portray a very aromatic type of scent because you also get some lavender inside. And it does help a lot to give it a manlier look and feel. It's quite interesting. It's one of the best, if not probably the best fragrance with orange blossom, of which I'm a big fan. I do actually prefer orange blossom to neroli, for example, in fragrances. And comparing this to Penhaligon's orange blossom, for example, this one is a lot more unique and interesting when it comes to the interpretation of that note. Again, extrait de parfum, 80 milliliter, and the price tag for this one is 1,150 British pounds. So, as I said in the beginning of this video, if you have 6,000 US dollars or euros for that matter, and they bother you, and you have a sweet tooth for luxury fragrances, you want something unique, you want something exclusive, you want something that's made in small quantities, for example, then this is a house that I can honestly recommend to you. Up until last year, they only produced 1,000 bottles of fragrances. Due to the high demand, due to the fact that people started to discover this house and their creations, the demand grew. And of course, starting from last year, they decided to, let's say, produce a lot more fragrances. And they went up to 10,000 bottles per year. The quantities are still limited. They still work on limited quantities. But as I said, starting last year, they, let's say, amped up their production in order to cover all the demand. This is a very interesting house for me. This is true Arabian style fragrances. This is true Oriental style of making fragrances, if you want. Every single fragrance out of the five that you see in this video is a monster in terms of performance. The ingredients inside the composition are all high quality. I would actually say these are some of the best fragrances that I ever sniffed due to the composition. And also, for those of you who are interested, this is a cruelty-free company. So they don't use, let's say, notes coming from animal source or sources. I don't know, think about Castoreum, for example, or Civet and whatnot. Aum Perfumes, a very special house with very special products. As I said in the beginning of this video, I am only talking about these fragrances when it comes to their retail price. I don't know if abroad, outside of my country, you can find these fragrances available in online perfume shops or even in real perfumeries, physical perfumeries. But in Romania, for example, where I live, you can find these fragrances available on different websites, and they are discounted, but they are still selling for a very, very steep price, roughly starting from 600 euros and above. So, yeah, what can I say? If you have the will, and if you are interested in some very unique creations, and you are fascinated by indie perfumery, for example, then I can highly recommend you to try the House of Aum. I'm pretty sure that you will not be disappointed with their compositions, with the quality of their compositions, and you may probably end up sometime, probably not now, but in the future, you might end up collecting some of their fragrances. I'm going to stop here. As always, my friends, remember, first try the fragrance and only afterwards go ahead and purchase a full bottle, especially when it comes to this type of fragrances. I'm going to see you in the next one. Be safe, be good. Peace.